What's up, guys? If you just saw my, actually, I didn't do my intro. What's up, fellow Sambarians? Gonna be doing motor mount today. If you saw my video on the little tune-up, you would have seen that I said I was gonna be doing some motor mounts. If you didn't, maybe you should watch it. It's kind of fun. Thinking. Okay, so we're gonna be doing the motor mount. We're gonna be doing this guy. Camera is flipped. That is the driver's side, not the passenger side. I don't know why I leave the camera flipped. I'm just too lazy to change it, or I just kind of keep you on your toes. So here's the motor mount part number. Now, I haven't done any research on this, how to do it, what tools I'm gonna need, so we're just gonna kind of go along for the ride together and see what happens. And here we are. Just unwrapped it, haven't even opened it, but man, that looks pretty good. So I'm guessing this is the bottom. No. That is the top. So that's what gives it all that massive sag, is it starts up high. So anyways, the old one is looking like some high schoolers' pants back in the 2000s. Or maybe they're still sagging today, I don't know. Young whippersnappers. Okay, so let's bring you in a little bit. You are going to need a floor jack. If you're poor folk like myself and can't afford a lift, you're gonna need a floor jack and a block of wood to, as you can see, I have a block of wood between the jack and the engine. I have it on the bell housing right now, so we'll see how that works out. But G fuel. We'll see what happens. So first off, I'm going to take off the driver's side mount. Put a little pressure on it, so when you undo it, it's not going to fall down. Okay, we're going to need the old double wrench trick. And if you're not aware of the double wrench trick, you take as long as you're using the box end, or actually you could use both ends, doesn't matter. Or no, I think it has to be a box end. Cut that out. And if you don't know the old double wrench trick, you'll put your box end on whatever bolt or nut you're trying to loosen, and then you're gonna take another wrench, maybe the same size, and you're gonna slip the box end on the open end, and then that will give you mad leverage to lift it off. So we got that one loosened up. The inner one, let's see if we can get a ratchet on it, because it can't, it's kind of deep. Alright, so those are loose. They should. Okay, so I'm gonna pretend like I didn't just spend a bunch of time recording a technique that didn't work. So I figured it out. And if you already know, kudos. I'm just learning, trying to figure this stuff out on my own, on the most part. For some things, that is, not everything. So this bracket here that actually holds the motor mount bushing rubber block, what it's held on by 4 bolts on the bottom on the block, on the small block here. So the engine block. So what I'm gonna do is there's a heat shield in here that's got a bunch of 10 millimeters that bolt onto your cross member here, across your frame. I'm gonna take that heat shield off, and then we'll have access to the 4 bolts holding this, which then essentially we can loosen that, slide this thing over just enough to get that in there. So that's what I'm going with. So this one will be a fun one to edit. So since I already started, I got those bolts off. I have the engine on the jack right now, holding it up. I mean, it's not gonna go anywhere because we haven't taken it out completely, but you know, just for safety measures. So we're gonna take that heat shield off that looks like it has like kind of fins on it. It probably catches air back here. Plus this one's all bent up. Maybe like they tried just removing part of it and just bent it instead of taking it all the way off. So we'll straighten it out. Maybe even neutralize the rust. Might even paint it black because you can see it with the exhaust removed. It's the heat shield and some kind of wing that catches air. Okay, this guy right here. So now we should have access to those bolts holding that motor mount bracket on the engine. Oh gosh. I got my yoga mat in case I need to reach Zen mode. I'm so goddamn angry with the goddamn engine. Okay. So we got that shield out of the way. Now we're gonna take the bracket off underneath. She's slowly going. What will help to get in there is if you jack the motor up, you can space it up off of that round cross member frame part. Oh man, there's a lot of dried up grease on there. You can separate it enough to get a ratchet in there. Just enough to break them loose, and then you can get a wrench. Okay, so you're gonna want to break those bolts loose. They're probably pretty tight. I'm gonna ruin my hat if I touch it. So once you break it loose with your 3/8, you won't really get much room in there. Won't get much room in there for anything else. I got a 1/4 inch with a swivel head extension, 12 mil. It's skinny enough to fit up in there and short enough. So I got all the bolts off. So now you should be able to slip that motor mount out. And there she is. So let's look. We are separated right there. So that's what was sagging. And fun little fact, I'm guessing these are made by Bridgestone. There's a Bridgestone B on there. So if you're a fan of Bridgestone tires, this is gonna be good for you. So we are way, way higher than what we used to be sitting at. I mean, we were sagging and bagging. Okay, so we're gonna put this guy back in here. I'm going to go ahead and just put the nut on the one end. And then we're gonna slide that back up. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that bolt on there. Yeah, so that was not as hard as I thought it was going to be. It also has a, I should mention, also has like a key, like a little, like a tab or a key or whatever, and it will sit in another hole on there, so you can't put it on upside down or sideways or anything. So you want to make sure you get that little key in that hole. Okay, so now we're gonna go up underneath again and tighten this this bracket back up. Probably helps to have skinny fingers. I don't know, I'm barely getting my fingers in there, and I got some skinny sausages. So if you got someone who got some skinny fingers, you can get up in there. That might help out a little bit. My neck, my back, my stinking cracker jack. Ugh. Okay, let's see here. All right, I'm about to lose my shenanigans here. I finally got all the bolts back in, the 4 bolts and the motor mount bolted back to the engine. I used that 1/4 inch ratchet, so now I'm gonna use a 3/8 ratchet to tighten her back up. I'm gonna go tight, but not like insanely tight, because they do have lock washers, and I don't really want to strip or break any bolts. I wish we as humans could comprehend pressure in our minds and be like, ah, that was 15 foot-pounds of torque right there. That would be epic. Okay, so maybe when the aliens come down and take over the world, I'll ask for that superpower. Actually, that's a pretty lame superpower. Never mind. Okay, so now we got that all tightened back up. Now we're gonna tighten the motor mount itself back. Make sure we're still in that keyway. Oh, really? Yank on those guys. Okay. I'll give those ones a good yank. That is the only 2 bolts holding it to the engine, to the car. So now we're gonna put that heat shield back on. Patitos, what are you doing, Patitos? The Patitos are going loco. So we have everything back together. I took that out in the beginning thinking I could slide the motor over to put this on. Don't do that. Yeah, that was a waste of time. Now we'll let the engine back down slowly. Beautiful. Hopefully you found that video useful. Replacing that guy. Just a quick little recap in case you skipped forward because you got tired of listening to my voice. Just take off the heat shield behind this motor mount bracket, and then you're going to get access to the 4 bolts that are bolting into the block. That will allow you to slide this over, which will slide off of the threaded posts on the new motor mount. Let's tighten that thing back up and you're good to go. Next video probably maybe well, we still need to remove all these ground down bolts, so I'll do a video on how to do some bolt extracting. I mean, that's pretty basic. So I'll do something on that, and then I got brake pads and fuel filter. So yeah, cool. Hopefully that was helpful, and if you need a new motor mount, that's how you do it. Cool. Take it easy.